And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another edition of another StarCraft 2 tournament to the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle number 3, the group stage. I'm, of course, Live VIP, and with me, I'm joined by these amazing players, the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a big offline Polish event. This has been a very consistent tournament over the past year of play. We've been hosting this since last year with the original H.4.0.S Galactic Battle. There was another edition previously this year, a couple of months ago, and now we're back with the third edition of this tournament. Oh my god, exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is stacked. The bracket has amazing players, is stacked and full of so many of them, and now we're jumping into our first match of the night, and then we can settle in and talk about the matches themselves and talk about the format. For now, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione, we have our Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Platinum Esports. It is Rodzyn. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Sentinels of Mirage. It is Miszu. And as we settle in, again, exclamation mark B, we're here in the group stage of this tournament, and as a reminder, this is an offline event. This is a LAN. We even have a bit of a clean feed as well, which we can have a look at, to have a look at the player cams and have a look at the player booths as well. There's a lot going on. I apologize for the delay of the start of the tournament. Again, players did have to get their setups going, up and running on the stage. For those that are curious, all the players that compete on the main stream do have to set up on the stage as well. So that is something that's something that is potentially going to slow us down a little bit, and we will have a little bit more downtime in between the matches, but regardless, we're here, we're back, and we're settling into our first best of 3. Now, as a reminder, the reigning champion is also here in this tournament. Cristiano, he popped off last edition of this event. He was dubbed the Prince of Poland. He took down a laser in a best of 7, took him down in a best of 5, took down Geralt as well. Cristiano, he popped off and took down basically every top Polish player out there. It was crazy, it was impressive. But there was one Polish player that was not present last time, and that was Spirit. For those who don't know, Spirit, of course, he is the best Terran player in all of Poland, and Spirit, he was unavailable because it was his mother's birthday. Shout out to Mama Spirit. Shout out to him. So because of that, as I should also get the predictions going as well, but Spirit was his mother's birthday, so he was unavailable at the time, and he wasn't able to compete, wasn't able to be at the event and compete and look to threaten the championship as well, which he definitely could have. Like, Spirit is the best Terran in Poland and one of the best Terrans in Europe as well, so that's why Spirit wasn't there. But Spirit this time is here. This time he is here. This time he is ready to rock in this event. Likewise, so is Geralt, so is Cristiano, so is many of the other top-tier Terran players, top-tier players in Poland. But this time, now it's time for another player to be missing, to be absent. The runner-up of last seasons, of last H.4.0.S Galactic Battle, was a laser. A laser came in second place, second to Cristiano, and he's not here. He's not here this time. He's not here today. And I was trying to inquire as to the reasoning why. Apparently, there's a big Stormgate event going on this weekend, and a laser is competing in that Stormgate event. So unfortunately, a laser is unavailable this edition. He's unavailable this weekend. He's otherwise competing somewhere else. But again, I mean, Cristiano already beat him. I'm more interested, or I do want to see if he could even bring down Spirits, and if Cristiano is the best player in Poland. He's almost there. Can he get there? We'll see. Proxy Fusion Core. Meanwhile, oh my god, we're popping off, and the Fusion Core has been proxied across the map. Miszu opening up with a 1-1-1, opening up with that Starport. The Fusion Core is proxied, and we're rushing BCs. He's crazy. He's wild. The hell am I watching? A laser can't compete due to storms. Exactly. And a shout out to Kashim as well. Big shout out to Kashim for, of course, running the event. Much love. Siema, papi, siema. Dzień dobry. As you see, Rodzyn dipping in. Is going to be zoned away by the Cyclone. Nice catch here from Miszu. The scout is denied, and Rodzyn is in the dark. Rodzyn is unaware what's going on, is in currently the dark here. We'll see if he can piece it all together. Behind this was a robo opener into a base, a very safe opener out of Rodzyn, rushing towards Colossus production, and that's going to be solid against a bio-heavy composition, but as we can see, it's not going to be bio-heavy. It's going to be BCs, and Colossi do not shoot up, so this Colossus rush is not going to be as impactful for Rodzyn. I am concerned for him. I'm scared. I'm worried. I'm worried, but yeah. BC is on the way. Cyclone moving out. Getting that natural. And again, Rodzyn is contained. Rodzyn now dips into the main, gets a full scout, but for all Rodzyn knows, this could be a Raven opener, this could be Banshee as well, which is not unheard of. We've not seen enough to really piece together that it's going to be BC, unless Rodzyn is a little bit familiar with how Miszu plays. That would be the tell. But for now, it is still just Colossus, of course. We have some Stalkers on the ground. They can shoot up, they can help support, thankfully. The Observer spotted. He goes for the skin! No, he catches the Observer. Observer goes down. BC is about to pop out. And Miszu is going to be rattling across the map. Now the question becomes, does he teleport? Interesting. Only one battle cruiser. He's not making a second. He's going BC into Raven. Okay, not quite what I was expecting here. Not making full use of the BC. Or the Fusion Core, I should say. Extra Rax is on the way. It's not going to be BC into Mech, BC into Bio. That's a second and a third Rax. We're doubling down on Bio production. BC's rolling out and does teleport into the main base. Boys are being pulled away. Damage is being done. It does force a recall. Remember, there is no blink, but that is plenty of Stalkers. So far, so good. BC doesn't really get much damage done. Gets not even a probe. Uh-oh. I feel like there was potential with this here, but so far the BC has not done much damage. Now we're getting out of BC production into Bio Tank. And now the scary thing here is that, of course, our tank production, our stim timing, any kind of upgrades for the Bio has been delayed in favor of these battle cruisers, of this battle cruiser, and so far it has not done enough. Now, thankfully, it's still alive. Like, as Miszu's moving out, Rodzyn could be distracted and the BC can dip back into the main base. There's a lot of Stalkers that have to be committed to defending against the BC. But we have two Colossi already. And the Bio push, it's going to have a hard time really finding much damage. Yeah, the Marines are going to be going down. Remember, there is no stim, there's no combat shields. Oh my god, the Marines melt! The Marines do melt. The tanks hold their own. And they have to be respected. Colossi have to pull back. So far, so good. Raven towards the natural base. Up! Not quite committing, though. Does threaten the auto turret. Main army moves away. We go auto turret into the natural. So far, the BC not getting much done. Rodzyn, he's holding his own. He's getting up to 3 base saturation. Blink is on the way. Colossi amassing as well. Extra gateways. And Rodzyn, he's looking solid. He's about to recover, getting into his own Blink Stalkers. Now he's going to have a little more micro ability against things like the BC and shutting down drop play. Meanwhile, the BC does hit the natural. Gets 2 probes. And a Stalker and a Sentry. Okay. We're getting damage. We're getting there. Not bad. Meanwhile, the Observer gets sniped once again. Does at least confirm the Bio follow-up. Third CC's on the way. I do feel like the pressure is still on Miszu. And he's going to get a little bit more value here, but not much more. 3 Stalkers is enough to zone this BC away. Main army pushing forward. Now, what's important is that the tank count was retained over the course of the last fight. So, Miszu actually only lost Marines. Only Marines went down earlier, so those were acceptable losses for the Terran player. Building up to 4 tanks. And now he's going to try and sneak up on the expansion. BC is dragging the army out of position. Uh-oh. And we're going for the natural. We're going for the kill. Yeah, Rodzyn, he's a little bit late to respond. He is out of position. Shield battery goes down. Tank volley's going off. And Miszu, can he break through the natural base? Only Blink Stalkers. Yeah, only Stalkers to defend. The recall is a little bit too late. Oh my god, the mineral line goes down. And the Bio army just eviscerates that mineral line. So many probes full. 22 workers in total. At the same time, tanks, they catch up some Stalkers. Ooh. Going for the Immortals as well. Massive tank volleys. The tanks are exposed. Expensive losses here from Miszu. We'll lose all 4 tanks, but he does get a mineral line, a base, and even more damage as he drops into the main. Sniping the shield battery. And Rodzyn, he's in a world of hurts. That was just far too much damage. Does have a 4th, soon to be, I guess, a 3rd now. But the probe count. The probe count is the most concerning thing. We're down to 42 workers. We lost the Immortal. We have 2 Colossi. That's okay, but not ideal. And behind this, Miszu getting his third base up and running, fully operational. Already in orbital. And honestly, all that Miszu has to do now is calm down. Just calm down, Poppy. Just back off, build up on 3 bases, saturate our third, get into ghost production, get into more bio. There is no rush here for the Terran. And now it's on Rodzyn to pop off. Like, how do we bounce back here in this kind of game state? I would assume an all-in. I mean, charge is on the way. That'll help. We can go for a gateway explosion as more probes are going down. Oh my god, we can throw down 2 auto turrets. But going for something like an 8 or even 10 gate charge all-in, but at the same time, it takes so long to get going at this game state. It's like, we have to wait for the upgrades, wait for a +1. It's damned if you do and damned if you don't for Rodzyn. He's just a little bit too far behind. And honestly, like, he wasn't in a bad position. Remember, he was getting a 4th base, he was defending against defending against the battle cruisers, but was out of position at the most crucial moment. Did miss the main army, and yeah, it was the game-winning move there from Miszu. As now he's maxed. He's about to max out. Rotating over towards now the new third. Scan reveals natural still in the way. Stalker's coming in. Rodzyn, he does just stim forward. Catching us from Stalkers. We are now to 3 Colossus, but that's a sea of bio. Oh my god. A sea of Marines and Marauders, just so much bio on the ground. There is one Disruptor. The Disruptor has a lot of potential. We need the perfect connection. And if we can land, then maybe we can recover. But that's so many Marauders. Oh my god, almost purely Marauder. That's 25 Marauders. That's more Marauders than there are Marines. Oh my god. And Medevacs put together. So Medevac gets sniped. At the same time, reinforcements, they hit the natural. And Warping is denied. Decent Nova. Disruptor goes down. Massive pickup. Disruptor, Zealots, Probes. And Miszu now is coming in. This time with Ghost. This time with EMP. So Ghost, he's got Vikings, he has refined his army. Rodzyn once again, not quite in position. Not like that. Oh my god, the EMPs are brutal. And massive EMPs, Ghost gets surrounded. But they did their job. And they did what they needed to. 1, 2, it's gonna be all 3 Colossus going down, Nova goes off. Big connection. But 1 connection is not good enough. Not anymore. As Miszu is snowballing out of control, breaking through the front lines, getting to the base. GG gets called, and Miszu will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Impressive. GG, well played. Miszu will take the first game, despite the rocky start. Again, the BC opener was, I would say, lackluster. Was a little bit lackluster there. Wasn't really able to get the damage that we were hoping for, or what he was hoping for. And really hurt him more than anything in a way. I mean, I guess it did drag the army out of position. You could argue you could have done that with another unit, of course, but I guess the BC did play its part, it did play its role. If you remember, when it came to that pivotal moment in the game, when Rodzyn was out of position, it was because of the BC. The BC had hit the 4th base, the new fresh 4th base, and that did create an opening that forced all the Colossus to respond, which maybe wasn't the best choice, and did create an opening. Did create an opening in the end. Here we go now. We're getting into our next game. Getting into game number 2. Gonna be on Ghost River. And my eyes are definitely on Miszu. After what just happened in game number 1, after going for a proxy fusion core and rushing BC against Protoss of all things, I'm excited. You know, what do you have for us this time? What other kind of crazy, quirky builds are we gonna be whipping out? Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we mentioned. Shout out to Bekaweta in the chats. But I do agree, like that's really the most that the BC did was distract. You could definitely argue that the same result could have been achieved with something else, but that's what it really brought to the table there. It did allow for the game to end, was creating that opening. But here we go. We're now getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player representing the Platinum Esports. It is Rodzyn. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Terran player, the red Terran representing Sentry of Mirage. It is Miszu. Sorry, Sentinels of Mirage. My bad, my bad. Here we go. We are going to be settling in. The pressure, of course, now on Rodzyn, and honestly, coming into the series, I would have favored Rodzyn 100%. He is the more accomplished player, the more extravagant player in this series, but Miszu has been popping off here in the first game. Can he do it again? This time, double gas. Double gas opener out of Miszu. I do not expect another proxy fusion core. I don't expect another proxy at this point. Not that kind of proxy, at least. Typically something you do once in a series and then never again. At least not in this best of. Actually, I wouldn't be opposed to a Banshee opener. You know, kind of make things look similar and go for a different direction instead. As a probe, it does tase away at the SCVs. Oh! Ooh, gets an SCV! Big pickup! That should not have happened. Strong start here for Rodzyn. He does maintain that probe, at least until the Reaper does arrive. And it looks like we're going for the recall to keep it safe. Meanwhile, very quickly going over some other fun facts about today's broadcast, which I should also reiterate. I know not everyone was here tomorrow or this week. There's that recall saving the probe. But for those that are curious, World Team League, we casted day 1 of WTL yesterday, but we won't be casting day 2 today. We're going to be going over a replay cast tomorrow. Bear that in mind. Just because this event is going to be going on all day, and we are the official English casters, and we were already committed to casting the H.4.0.S Galactic battle, so just as a bit of a heads up, that is going to be what we're focusing on, that is going to be what we're all about for today. So I do apologize, I know there's a lot of really good matches that are going to be happening today in World Team League, but again, we're going to be focusing on that tomorrow. Basically, we're going to be going live tomorrow, like 4 or 5 hours before day 3 of WTL, going over all the matches first of day 2, and then going into day 3 live. So we're gonna have a double feature tomorrow. Double feature, all day casting. But it's gonna take a lot of energy. It's gonna take a lot out of me. I might be a little bit delirious by the end of it, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best. Likewise, once again, Robo opener here from Rodzyn. Going for the Robo. Shout out to Oriole in the chat. I see I stand. Cashing. Bienvenidos. Short stream tomorrow. Kappa. Let's see, here we go. Dep makes his way across the map, just trying to get some scouting information. Again, with this Robo opener from Rodzyn, we should be working towards a fast Bay into a fast Colossus. Otherwise, we could go for a faster Warp Prism into some additional Adept Harass. But we'll keep an eye on Rodzyn, as Miszu is going for another 1-1-1. Once again, the Tech Lab on the Starport. This time, just a Raven opener, not BC. No proxies. Meanwhile, there's the Bay. So again, we do see another Colossus opener here from Rodzyn. It's just a very safe way to play. Very safe. And considering the map, considering we're loading into Ghost River Wall maps, it does make sense. If Miszu was going for a very committed play early on, then this would be out in time to survive and defend. Now, what I'm worried about, though, is the Raven. If we do prioritize, was the Observer spotted? But if Miszu does prioritize and does invest into Interference Matrix, as the Auto Charge is thrown down, but if we invest into Interference Matrix, if we have 2 Ravens, then even 2 Colossi will not stand a chance. We can disable and the main army can break through. But that's only if we research that upgrade. So far, it's not being researched. Ravens only for detection and for harass. Okay. Just gonna be harassing across the map. Third base now being taken here by Rodzyn. Is taking his third. Colossus on the way. And with these additional Colossus, and especially with the more defensive nature of some of these locations, of these ramps, we should be seeing a more longer back and forth, but we'll see. We'll see if we can pull that off. Extendable Lance is on the way, Twilight Council as well to work towards Blink. Miszu is moving out. Observer does spot the move out. Rodzyn is aware. Rodzyn getting in position. We have sentries, we have force fields. The first Colossus has arrived. And again, especially with that first Colossus, we should be okay. Rodzyn should be able to survive this and defend. I say that. Decent lock-on. Stalker takes a lot of damage. Army gets spotted. Army's rotating around. At the same time, Autotard here at the natural base does distract Rodzyn. And the tanks, can they get within range of the Nexus? They can. But alas, the Colossus is here in time. Oh, massive swipes going off. One tank goes down, second tank as well, and Miszu has overextended. Pushing it a little bit too far. Overcharge gets popped, and Rodzyn completely shuts this down. In the midst of all this, Autotard harassing to the natural. We get 4 probe kills, not bad. But that was a big loss for the Terran. That was how much? That was 2 tanks, a Cyclone, 11 Marines. Unlike the previous game, if you remember, when the initial push was deflected, the Terran player had only lost Marines. Only Marines had gone down. This time, tanks as well. So that was a big overextension by Miszu. And now he's backing off. A third CC's on the way. Trying to work towards a longer game. And this is the power of this kind of robo opener. On the one side, it means that, on the one hand, it means that Rodzyn can't really harass. He can't really apply any pressure and go for Blink Stalkers or Oracle or Phoenix harass. It just means he's really safe and secure with these early Colossus. It means that early game aggression, like we just saw, gets shut down. So this time, Rodzyn having a much stronger start in game number 2. Looking much more in control. Meanwhile, the Raven is still active, still posing a threat to the mineral lines. Dropping towards the natural. Going for a Marine drop. Likewise, Hallucination does confirm the third CC, so now Rodzyn knows it's not a 2-base all-in. Likewise, he confirms the bioproduction as well. The drop does hit the natural. Stalker's in position. Yeah, the drop doesn't get much done. Rodzyn, he holds, he defends. Likewise, third base location looking quite fortified as well. Back in the main, double forge, double upgrades. Soon we should be working towards a fourth base and a second robot for disruptors. And we already have one. And now we get to see a more even back and forth. Last game, you know, one wrong move, one wrong slip up, and Rodzyn was out of position and the game ended then and there. This time, that's not happening. This time, it's not quite so simple. There is an attempted Doom drop towards the natural, though. That's going to be 3 Metamax, full of Marines and Marauders. It has a lot of potential for damage. Ideally, Miszu wants to distract the main army. Either distract with a drop and then push in with the main army, or vice versa, to create an opening. But that is going to be a cannon as well, finishing up. Dark Shrine on the way, working towards ZTs. Scan reveals the Colossus-based army. The Autotards, they're getting work. They're getting work done. Okay, 2 probes and a Stalker. Likewise, Stalkers, they hit the third, but tanks are in position. Triple drop has yet to pull the trigger. They're calming down. Oh, actually, we boost into the natural. Yeah, the army does boost in, going for the Stalkers. Yeah, overcharge is going to be popped. We can focus on the shield battery. Shield battery does fall. At the same time, Miszu moving out towards the south. And Miszu, he is breaking through, takes down every single Stalker. Honestly, really good value. Takes down the Zelts as well. Meanwhile, the Colossus, they stand their ground. And Miszu hits the 4th. And can he focus on the Nexus? Alas, Miszu cannot. Forces them away. Yeah, this time Rodzyn did not overreact, but maybe he underreacted a little bit. That's 11 probe kills. Oh. So, it's almost like the opposite problems as the previous game, where this time Rodzyn refused to respond with his Colossus, which is good, right? It meant that he had an army in position, the 4th base is saved, but the natural did take extra damage. That was 11 probe kills, and Miszu is going in once again. And this time, no cannons, no shield batteries, no overcharge. Nice blink here from Rodzyn. Up! Gets the Metamac. Barely does. The rest of the army is responding. Another Stalker goes down, and Miszu is getting some value here, that's true. The army does respond. This time there's no punish, though. The main army of Miszu is back at home. There's nothing to really threaten the 4th. There was potential, 100%, especially with this reaction from Rodzyn. But Miszu wasn't quite ready for it. He wasn't ready for the punish this time. Whew, okay. It's been very tense, very back and forth. Miszu, after all the chaos, after all the harassment, has taken a worker lead. Remember, 11 pros were killed earlier, 18 in total. So very nice economic damage. 4 CC is almost done, and Rodzyn is still saturating his own 4th base. So I want to favor Miszu's position. Do you want to favor it? Miszu's still going for drop play. It's going to be a double drop towards the south, mainly Marauder. Likewise, triple drop towards the north. One of the cannons was rebuilt, but still no shield battery here at the natural. The drop is spotted. Rodzyn does rotate. Spots the medivacs! Oh, he sees! Oh, gets 1! Gets 2! Oh my god! 2 full medivacs go down. Massive catch here from Rodzyn. Insane catch at the same time. He did spot the southern drop as well. More reinforcements going down. And Miszu throwing away a lot of supply. Going for the Nexus, but I don't think he can get it. It's going to be close. Oh, he can. It's going to cost him some Marauders. The Nexus does go down. No Stalkers with this army. Yeah, the Dynamics, they can keep going. They keep dropping. So very nice damage. Oh, meanwhile, any translators in the chat? Ay. Is he calling him Polt? Is Polt a word in Polski? I want to believe he's like, who are you, Polt? I want to believe. Regardless. The drop play does continue. Double drop towards the north. Again, Rodzyn having a hard time keeping up. I'm opening up Google Translate. It's happening. As Rodzyn, he's forced to move out across the map instead. Decent Nova, very nice connection. Nova goes off. Oh my god, second Nova as well. Calm down. Meanwhile, drops coming back in, but this time they're going to be shut down. Stalker's in position. Oh, full medevac does fall as well. Yeah, Rodzyn is able to become more accustomed here to the pace of Miszu. He is acclimating. As the drops are deflected, Rodzyn main army now maxed out. 4th base fully operational. And what do we have to work with? We have 3 Colossus, 4 Disruptors. The Novas have been solid. Good EMP. The last Miszu, a lot of supply across the map. Once again, another big Nova. Oh my god. Yeah, Ghost goes down. Massive connections. Miszu coming back home. Trying to catch the main army. Bold move. Uh-oh. And he will come across the Colossus. Once again, Novas do zone away the Bio army. And Miszu is getting caught out. Better concave though. Up! Oh my god, once again. Decent connections. 3 Marauders go down. And another. And massive Nova's going to be connecting. You see here 4 Marauders. 1 goes for a Colossus and Disruptor. This time a better trade here for Miszu. Catching some Robo units. Has been hoping for more. Going back towards that natural base. Triple drop towards the 3rd. Not much in position this time. Okay, Stalkers, they do respond. And ICMP on the Stalkers. Tank does siege. And it looks like the drop is going to be cleaned up. Rodzyn has plenty of reinforcements. Moving out across the map. And there's still no answer to this. There's still no Liberators. No Libs. No tank line. Yeah, the Protoss army is breaking through. I'm not really liking his chances pushing any further, though. Rodzyn backs off, getting a 5th base. Getting a 5th. There's a fusion core. Now we see a transition into Liberators. But last Miszu does need more time. Novus. Oh, he wants it. He's fishing. Novus go off. No reaction. No. Oh my god. Massive connections. Miszu wasn't looking. Asleep at the wheel, Pappy. Paying attention elsewhere, and with that, Rodzyn can keep on going. This is his moment. This is his time. Aye. Another massive connection. And Miszu plummets in supply. Rodzyn breaking on through. Boys are being pulled into Colossus. GG, well played. And Rodzyn ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. Let's go. Oh my god. GG. Some brutal detonations there towards the end of the game. Again, just catching Miszu, just paying attention elsewhere, of course. Was not quite looking at the main army. Was caught off guard. Caught with his pants down, Pappy. That is a good example. What happened? The pants were down. Aye. And with that, Rodzyn does have the series. We're going all the way to game 3. And we'll see how the story ends. Let's go. Oh my god. Let us go. As a reminder, this is a best of 3. We're still in the group stage. Still the first series of the night. The first of many. The first of many more to come. Oh boy. It's gonna be a long night of StarCraft. Getting things ready, jumping in. And looks like the ace match is going to be on Oceanborn. Okay. We're getting into Oceanborn here, and we've had quite a back and forth. I mean, the drop play of Miszu was quite impressive. A lot of damage was being done, bases were falling, workers were being sniped as well. But the problem was the main army engagements, especially because after a while, it did feel like Rodzyn had acclimated to the aggression and to the speed, to the pace of Miszu. And as a result, the drops were doing less and less damage over time, and then Rodzyn could focus on those main fights, on those main engagements. And now here we go. We are getting into the ace match, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our blue Polish Protoss player representing Platinum Esports. It is Rodzyn. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Sentinels of Mirage. It is Miszu. Pants were down. Oh, ooh. they were, Pappy. They were completely. Oh no. But now we're settling into the ace match, and so far it's been quite impressive to see Miszu's drop play and his aggression. True. But I'm a little bit concerned if that continues in this series, especially here into game number 2. Game number 3. I mean, there's a lot that did occur in that second game. If you recall, winding it back a little bit, in game number 2, we did see that the initial move out from Miszu was shut down. If you remember, he had committed with his tank push. The tank was killed. The entire move out was disrupted as well, and it was a bit of a lackluster start. So we'll see if Miszu can tighten up the early game, tighten up the mid game as well. Again, he is the underdog in this series, I would say, but has been able to hold his own. He had his moments. Oh, that's fitting. I just realized that YouTube right now is just full of H.4.0.S Galactic Battle because we just posted the VODs of the second iteration of it, and we're also live with the third iteration today. Oh, the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle. For now, interesting. We do have a very different opener this time. That is a second. Not just a second, a third Rax as well. It's going to be a 3 Rax build here by Miszu. working towards a stim timing. Reactor finishing up, getting some mass bio, working towards stim. Working towards a bio timing. And this is going to be a little more assertive, a little more committed. Meanwhile, Rodzyn this time is going for a Twilight Council opener. Now, I'm not really fond of this choice by Miszu. It's kind of working out. What I'm referring to, specifically 3 racks bio play like this, is hard countered by robo openers. And every game so far, Rodzyn has gone for a robo opener into fast Colossus. You know, by the time we move out across the map with 16 plus Marines with stim, 1 Colossus completely shuts down the bio army. But thankfully, this time, it's not a robo. So, like, there's a lot going on. there's a lot of twists and turns happening right now. Where, if Rodzyn had gone for the same opener he had gone for every game so far, he would be in a much better position. This time, Rodzyn is mixing things up, and so is Miszu, and a little bit more in favor of Miszu here. A little bit. Like, what I will say is that, ideally, 3 racks Marine, or 3 racks... This kind of build, this 3 racks, does hit a Stargate player. Alas, we can see his Twilight Council, Blink is on the way. Just really safe play once again from Rodzyn. How many gateways is the question? 1, 2, soon to be. Oh my god, 4 gates. Okay. This more safe opener now turning into an aggressive one. 4-gate Blink from Rodzyn doing his best Max Packs impression. And Rodzyn is going to be the aggressor. And now I'm concerned for Miszu. Because Miszu, how do you defend against 4 gates? Well, bunkers, tanks more importantly. The problem is that tank production is delayed, and we're relying on Marine Marauder. Now, Marauders can trade decently against Blink Stalkers, but it's going to come down to the engagements, to be honest. It's going to come down to the Blink control of Rodzyn, going to come down to where the fight does occur. Ideally, Rodzyn wants to engage this army out on the map, at the ramp, at the tall grass, wants to slow it down, force a stim early on as well, and delay the push. But Rodzyn, he does not spot the move out. Uh-oh. Yeah, he did not have Stalkers in position. Blink is done, but the army's already halfway through. It's already halfway across the map. The Observer up. So one Marine barely caught a glimpse, but did he notice? He didn't. Uh-oh. Rodzyn did not notice, and now the armies, they pass by each other. Up. Comes back around. Does spot the Marine, and now he's aware. Now he's aware what's going on, but Rodzyn's out of position. The army going straight for the natural, and the army's not here. No shield battery, no overcharge. We ignore that. We go for the main. Oh my god, he's crazy. He's going for the main. Going for the kill. And probes are going down. A desperation warp in here from Rodzyn. Aye. And 10 probes fall. We trade well against the Stalker army as well. Catching 2 Stalkers. This army is going to be cleaned up, but damage has been done. No third base. 10 probe kills. And behind this, Miszu takes a worker lead. That was good enough damage. And Rodzyn, it was his turn to be caught with his pants down. The pants were down, Papi. He was not in position. He was out of position, unaware. Miszu to take advantage. And back at home, now we have bunkers on the way. Concussive shell as well. Focusing on Marauder production. Miszu's looking solid. All we have to do is survive the counterattack. And here it comes. And Rodzyn's pretty all in. I wouldn't say all in, pretty committed, is what I will say. Very committed here. Moving out with Stalkers. Oh, diving into the main. Gets a medevac. 1 medevac goes down. Oh, but not much more than that. Miszu so far still holding on. Rodzyn, no third base, setting up for one, but still no expansion. He's going for the bunker, and there is no repairs. Okay, not bad. No repairs on the bunker. Stalker gets caught. The prism is spotted. Miszu is aware. Rotating over. Now Rodzyn expands. But really what I'm concerned by is the eventual move out. Eventually, Miszu is going to break out of this contain, move out across the map, and Rodzyn has very little to work with. Only a gateway army. The bay is about to finish. First Colossus on the horizon. Prism into the main. Widowmire's not quite in position. Rodzyn has potential, but he's spotted. Yeah, spotted by Miszu. Main army moving out. I almost want Miszu to like send everything to attack and kind of bait this Prism to come in. For now, Miszu just holding his ground. Prism still in the dead space. There's a Viking all the way, and the Viking is going to force a recall. Third CC, Miszu is not going for an all-in, but should soon move out. Oh, the medevac! Oh! Not quite. Medevac survives. Prism, that's a kill! No recall. Prism is shut down. And now Miszu, he's free. He's free from his contain, free from his clutches. Can send everything across the map. And Rodzyn just doesn't have much to work with right now. I mean, has one Colossus, true, and force fields. Overcharged. I can see Rodzyn holding. Somewhat. Full medevac goes down. Scan ahead of time reveals the first Colossus. Second one is halfway done. 2 shield batteries. Despite the army lead that Miszu has, breaking this third base is not going to be easy. Not impossible, but still not easy here, especially with all these reinforcements back at home. Second Colossus has arrived. So now Rodzyn is on 2 Colossus, 2 shield batteries, soon to be 3. Little Man's attempted to be baited out. Miszu looks like he's a little bit more concerned about denying a 4th base and really engaging, going for a Dream Drop towards the main. Still keeping reinforcements back at home. Little Man's are going to be cleaned up. Decent line shots, not bad. And here we go, Dream Drop into the main base, but we have Stalkers in position, and yeah, Miszu is denied. Has to pull away. Now down to 2 Widow Mines. Ghosts have arrived. Julian EP. That's going to be 1 Ghost going down. The army stems in. Force field does delay. But where are the Stalkers? Where's the rest of the army here for Rodzyn? Is rotating over. The army does stutter step. There's the overcharge. Rodzyn is holding his own. Massive Colossus swipes. 3 Colossus. Oh my god. Yeah, Miszu waited too long. Waited far too long. Now with 3 Colossus. Rodzyn bullies the Terran army back. Disruptor now on the way. Second Robo. Miszu just now getting his 3rd. Still trying to find an opening here. But I feel like his window has come and gone. Rotating, looking for a 4th base. I feel like that's all we have to do at this point. Just deny the 4th. Contain the Protoss. Miszu should be working on his own 4th base back at home. Attempting to trade. Oh! Bearing in mind there is still a Nova in this army. It's a Disruptor. Doom Drop is attempted. Rodzyn responds, is aware. Stalker's in position. Miszu has to be careful. Spots like a Stalker's. Drop into the natural. Not bad. Probes are going down. He bursts in. Oh no. Oh god. 1, 2, almost 3 full medevacs. They get 2 full medevacs go down. But the drop in the natural base does pop up. 10 probes fall. This drop kind of makes it worth it. Kind of. I'm afraid to look. Okay, Marauders. I was curious if there was a ghost in those medevacs, but Marauders and Marines. Rodzyn is prepared. Oh, Disruptor's moving out. He's doing it again! He wants it! Never goes off! Oh my god. Rodzyn, he's crazy. Calm down. Fourth CC on the way. Additional Maxes. Miszu maintaining a supply lead. And what's important here is that Rodzyn is still yet to expand. Still behind in the economy. Nova's up. Crazy army catching a Marauder. One Marauder goes down. Zealots, they hit the third. Delaying some production. Not much more than that. Reinforcements are in position. And Miszu will defend. Interesting SimCity with all these depots. Interesting. Yeah, the main army breaking out. Novas, they do connect. Oh my god, massive connections. Oh, taking down Marauders, Marines. 3 juicy connections there from Rodzyn. And just like that, again, he can still maintain himself despite having such a late 4th base. Rodzyn is holding his own. These disruptors have been the MVP so far in this game, and yeah, you could argue even the last game as well. Miszu taking his own 4th. The Zealot run back towards the left-hand side. Observer gets caught out. Nothing in position. Their base looking very vulnerable. But there are plenty of reinforcements. If Rodzyn rallied into the natural, not into the 3rd. Would love to see some bunkers, some SimCity here. As 2 Stalkers get caught out. Oh. Miszu clash. Miszu is now maxed. Still no Liberators, still no Fusion Core. Miszu just focusing on Marine Marauder Ghost Viking. Down to 4 Ghosts. Armor getting forced back. Stalker's getting a lot of damage in. And the Planetary is not yet done. Okay, a couple more seconds is all Miszu needs. Likewise, flanking army. Miszu going for a counterattack, actually. The Observer does spot this. Rodzyn is aware. Trading with the Stalkers. Back at home, 2 Disruptors in position. The Nova's up. Oh my god. Casita. Almost. Very tense situation. Wind's going for the dive. The Disruptors, no! The Disruptors are exposed, and it looks like 1 Nova, 2 Novas go off, but so many Disruptors did go down. A brutal trade there for Rodzyn. Army sims in. Overcharge goes off. Rodzyn holds. Rodzyn is holding. Catching out some of these medevacs. 2 full medevacs go down. Massive pickoffs. The Bio Army as well. Oh my god. And Miszu overextending. He plummets in supply. GG, well played as he overextends. And Rodzyn will take the 2-1, advancing on into the winner's match. GG. GG. Oh my god. Miszu was doing so well, engaging, trading, denying the 4th base, but towards the end, once Disruptors got into the mix, just some rough trades over and over and over again. We saw some massive Novas, some massive connections in favor of the Protoss, and Miszu was overextending, throwing away a little bit too much, being a little bit too excited, too aggressive. In the end, was his own downfall there, as he did just trade a little bit too poorly. And congratulations to Rodzyn. Congratulations. Does take it in the end. Honestly, I'm really impressed. Impressed by Miszu. Did quite well for himself, keeping up with Rodzyn and having a back and forth trade. Likewise, even here in the last game, was looking more impressive, was looking more in control throughout most of this game, but again, was maybe a little bit overly aggressive and a little bit too excited at times. At times, it did feel like he had to just calm things down, take a breath, take an expansion, tech up instead, and yeah, just take a bit of a slower approach. Especially because, again, as we mentioned, in the middle of game 2, it did feel like Rodzyn was able to acclimate to Miszu and get used to his drops, get used to his style, and over time the drops got a lot less damage. A lot less. But with that, GG, well played. Rodzyn does take the first best of 3, and we'll see what the rest of this tournament does hold for us. Let's actually have a look here. Let's have a bit of a gander at what's been going on.